Hey, Tyler here. I just wanted to record another video today. So it's been a little while since I put out the last video. Peter and I, we just got a little bit tied up behind the scenes, especially here in August, just working on some really big projects that we have in the works, some different business ventures that we're working on in the space. So I don't want to give anything away because um, yeah, it's pretty secret everything that we're working on, but you'll know in due time when it's ready. But anyways, I just wanted to record a video today. So probably one of the most common questions that my students ask me is when to stop testing a campaign and when to pivot to another campaign. Okay, so in business and especially in affiliate marketing, testing is probably the one thing that is the most crucial to your success. So I've said this before so many times, but when you're an internet marketer, or if you're in any business, really, the amount of ideas that you're going to test is going to directly affect your results. So if you're the type of person that only likes to test one new ad campaign every couple months or just a couple ad campaigns a year, you're not really going to be able to compete with somebody who's testing a brand new ad campaign every single week of the year, right? So volume of testing is probably the most crucial component to having success in an online business and especially just in any business in general, right? And the most important thing to know is when to pivot to a new thing and when to keep working on what you're already doing. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a specific strategy that you can implement in your business, especially if you're in affiliate marketing or anything like that. You have the ability to pivot very quickly between ad campaigns because you're not specifically tied to one product or anything like that. But even if you do own your own product, let's say you're a business owner, or even if you're in a different industry, this can apply there as well. So what I'm going to share with you is basically a strategy to quickly fast track your way to profitability. Okay. So the strategy is to basically launch a new test every single week. So we're gonna be using the affiliate marketing industry as an example because we do mostly affiliate marketing, and most people that follow us are also internet marketing affiliate marketers in that space. So if you're an affiliate, I think one thing that you can do is right before the week is going to start, so call it on a Saturday or a Sunday, you should already be brainstorming what ad campaign you're going to be testing for that following week, okay? And what you should be doing is you should be doing rapid fire testing. So every single week you should be coming up with a completely new concept for an ad campaign and testing it throughout the week. So let's say that you come up with a new idea for an ad campaign on Saturday or Sunday, then you should spend Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday preparing your landing page, preparing your ad creatives, preparing your angles, so on and so forth. It doesn't need to be perfect whatsoever. You just need to get something together to put out there to the marketplace just to see how people respond. And you can come up with ideas by looking at what your competitors are doing or just coming up with some original ideas. So spend the first 3 days of the week just preparing your assets, right? Your images, your landing pages, whatever you're actually going to be running in your ads. Okay, then spend the rest of the week, the second half of the week, actually launching and testing that ad. And you shouldn't spend an enormous amount of money on this. So I think a good amount of money to spend on the test would be somewhere in the range of like $300 to $400 over the course of the remainder of that week. So let's say that you hustle and you finish up your ad creatives and your landing pages on Monday and Tuesday. You spent the first 2 days of the week doing that, and you spend Wednesday through the next, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You spend all the rest of the week actually launching and testing your ads to see how they do. Then you can come up with a benchmark for whether or not this is something that's worth continuing on or not. And the benchmark that you should consider is whether or not your loss is greater than 50%. Okay. So let's say that you come up with the ad campaign, you launch all your ads, and at the end of the week, you're at a 75% loss. So meaning for every $100 that you spend on ads, you're only making back $25. Okay. So in that case, I would completely ditch that ad campaign and restart the entire process of brainstorming on that Saturday or Sunday what the next campaign was going to be for the following week. However, if the ad campaign was greater than a 50% loss, like let's say that you're spending $100 and making back $75, you're only at 25% loss, that would tell me that this is something that's extremely promising. And by just putting a little bit more work and polishing everything up, you could probably turn that campaign into profitability. So I think a very common mistake that a lot of people make in business is when a concept or an idea isn't working out, that they just like desperately grasp to that idea and they get married to it, and months and even years can go by where they're just still trying to make this thing work that never really even showed promise to begin with. So this is something that Peter and I do all the time. We're just always rapidly testing things. And fortunately now we've got such a great team that allows us to quickly and rapidly implement testing, not just one ad campaign a week, but we could potentially be testing, 6 to 10 ad campaigns a week. So this is really something that you need to consider in your business. So if you've been working on something that never really showed promise to begin with, and you're still sticking with that thing, it may be time to consider pivoting to something else. Now, sometimes pivots don't need to be so drastic. So sometimes just pivoting to a new thing could be not just throwing out the whole entire idea, but making just one or some subtle adjustments to it that would make it different enough to bring in some different results. So this is something that a lot of people really struggle with in business, and this is something that I made a really big mistake with when I was first getting started. So I'll tell you a little background story. So in 2012, there was when I first got into affiliate marketing, I got my start basically promoting somebody else's course, and it was a course that taught you how to do blogging. And it paid out a commission. It was a pretty expensive course. It was like a $3,000 course. And the commission to the affiliate was like $1,500 or something like that. I can't remember the exact number right now. But anyways, I started to get some traction on this, but it quickly, not quickly, but after a little while, it just like really died off. And all the money that I was spending on ads and just in general, it just stopped working. But for probably a whole entire year after that, I still was trying to just like make this thing come back to life, right? If I had known back then what I would have known now, as soon as I saw everything just kind of die with what I was doing on that, I would have probably immediately pivoted to a new idea or a new plan or a new strategy or just something else, right? And it didn't mean that I had to get into a completely different business idea or something like that, right? It could have just been something as simple as, instead of promoting this person's course as an affiliate, promote this other person's course as an affiliate, right? It could have just been a change that was that small. So for the whole period, this was back probably around like 2013 or so, the whole period that I was really struggling and failing, I probably could have easily been able to find success just doing something else. But I was so married to this one single campaign that I was running that I just didn't want to let it go. I didn't want to accept the failure and move on to something else. And this is something that a lot of people struggle with. It's probably one of the most common issues in this industry and just business in general. One more thing I want to touch on too is that when you're in the business of being an internet marketer, or even business in general, sure, you can fail at things, but you really shouldn't consider it as a failure, because every single ad campaign that you launch, every single business project that you start, even if it becomes a failure, you've still acquired skills and knowledge along the way that you can implement into your next idea, right? So even for all of the ad campaigns of mine that completely bombed, it helped me build up a framework in my mind that helped me become successful later on, because I can look back on things that didn't work out and dissect it and say, okay, here's why it didn't work out. And, maybe just the market wasn't responding to it, or maybe there was an actual issue with, lack of creativity in my ad, or just wrong, language on my landing page that wasn't resonating with anyone. Every time that something turns into a failure, you can usually take key lessons from that to move forward into a new idea and start on a higher platform with a higher level of knowledge. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to share this bit with you. If you think that this was valuable, if you want me to keep doing this, let me know, and I'll talk to you soon.